So this is nuts. The amount of Soviet monuments, Lenin, statues, tanks, military equipment is completely insane. 32 years of independence. Is this really a country? It's not even in the maps. But let's try to discover it.
I think it's important to start with Transnistria itself.
The breakaway region of Transnistria.
A country not recognized anywhere.
Transnistria has claimed its independence since the dissolution of the Soviet Union.
First thing to tell people, where on earth is Transnistria and what is the importance of it?
Moldova and the Transnistrian authorities have been engaged in a dialogue, in a peaceful dialogue.
Transnistria, which also has Russian forces stationed there.
With very conflicting information online about the safety of traveling to this region, I began my journey to the country that doesn't exist on the map. I meet my local guy in Chisinau, the capital of Moldova, and we start driving to Transnistria. This is a highly militarized border. There's no visa, but I have this immigration card I need to keep for the day. They build their own army, their own flag, national anthem, their own president, and even currency. That's why I need to exchange money on arrival. So I need some Transnistrian rubles, or the real Russian word, rubli. This money is literally like monopoly money. When I was checking this place, I couldn't believe where we were going. It's like a fake country, but on the other hand, they have proper borders and you need to pass customs, immigration and all that type of thing. They don't have passports, so they have Moldovan passports or Russian passports, but it's proper border. But when you check the maps, there's no such a country at all. By the way, one of my favorite things when I come to this type of countries is to go to a supermarket and buy this little snack. The majority of Kurd snacks began to appear in the 50s in the Soviet Union. This country was founded in a very shady situation, but the strangest thing about these fake countries is that they consider themselves the ultimate outpost of the Soviet times. This fortress has been built by the Turks around 500 years ago, then occupied by Russia like 3 times, and now, man, we have Lenin statues, Stalin monuments, Russian military gear. Incredible how much Soviet heritage they kept in this place.
It is mind-blowing. I just feel like I've been transported back in time to that period, so it's like crazy.
Dude, we're gonna have lunch now in this, it's a proper Soviet restaurant. I guess we're gonna have some borscht and some beetroots and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, really looking forward to it.
This is like going back in time. Literally this place, we're gonna have lunch here, is going back like 30 years or something like that. They kept everything from the Soviet times, absolutely everything. They have these flags with Lenin, the Russian generals, the traditions, the food. Incredible. They told us that the main reason of decoration and all that is because it was a good time for them. Not because of the communism, it was more about the things that they were born and raised with, the way of cooking, the culture and all that. So for them it was a way to remember all that.
I never tried it in my life, huh?
It's good.
This is called kvass.
Something compared beer, but not beer, you know?
I tried this in Lithuania. She's saying that the best kvass is not in Lithuania or Latvia and Estonia, it's here in Transnistria. Coca is truly the best kvass I tried.
Да, он говорит, да, тот не был таким вкусным, который здесь.
Really?
Best is here.
Even within Transnistria. Yeah. Wow. See, even the kids. This kid now is gonna buy kvass. Can you believe that? You get this from when you're a kid. It's a culture. In Argentina, probably we buy Coca-Cola, right? This is healthier. Everything feels so Soviet. On my left, you also have the KGB, and everyone knows about this. So if you get in trouble, you come here. So you need to be super careful. They told us, in fact, don't bring the drone, don't mention if you're a journalist or something, because they don't like journalists, right? If you are like, whatever, YouTuber, you're trying to promote the country, to travel, it's all good. But if you really talk about politics and all that stuff, it's not very well received. People will walk away and they will ask you questions. So KGB on my left, you need to be super careful. Behind me, you have a Lenin statue. You also have a lot of memorials, tanks, military equipment. The funny thing, they consider themselves a country. They feel so much pride about Soviet times. And then everything here is about the Sheriff Football Club. If you remember, this is the club who beat Real Madrid a couple of years ago in the Champions League. I actually think it was last year in the Champions League. Then you have also the Sheriff Group, Sheriff Supermarkets, Sheriff Petrol Station. There's everything about Sheriff in this city. By the way, this is so funny because I'm with the camera here and they don't have tourism. So people are really looking at what is this guy saying? What is this guy talking? My favorite cake when you come to this part of the world.
Fucking amazing, man.
So we had all the good intentions to come to this market, see the local food, fruits, vegetables, engage with people and try, but
You need the authorization of the people, of the owner to make a movie.
we're not allowed to film. You need to ask constantly for authorization here. Maybe in the future they will relax more with these things, but for now, remember, authorization. I'm really confused here. The amount of Soviet pride is insane, but they believe that the ultimate fortress of the Soviet Union, and this is not even a real country. Technically, there's no borders, but they took over, so they decide who comes, who lives. We were asking the driver, do they have a lot of tourism here? And he said, no, people actually live from here. So originally you had like 500,000 people, and he said these days you probably have around 100,000 people. Most of the people are living in Transnistria. And I guess this is related also to the opportunities that you can have in this country. People actually here are quite nice. They smile at you, they're curious about you, about what you do. Had a few guys chasing us, following us, saying, hey, what you do with the camera? Oh, YouTube, oh, so nice, I'm blind. And we started to talk. Obviously, it's difficult when you don't speak the local language, when you don't speak Russian here. I guess you can understand each other with the hands, gestures and stuff like that. Doesn't look like that scary place. They tell us, do not travel. I still think you can have an interesting experience if you know how to keep your profile low, how to respect people, try to be with some locals. It's true for most of the places in the world. Technically, all these flags are all the different states in this country. Why we have Russia? There's a division in the country where you have people pro-European, people that are pro-Russian. 32 years of independence. Is this really a country? This is becoming very difficult. There's the military over there. Every place you go, we need to ask for authorization. So it's a difficult place, really, to film. But on the other hand, that's the reason I came here. Look at this. There's absolutely no way this is still safe.
You know what? There is only one way to find it out. So yeah,
Let's do it. This is super cool. They open just for us, right? Just for us. Look at this. This was wild. I guess we're still alive, so it was super cool, super fun. Well, now it's time to move on. Traveling to Transnistria might seem scary, but in reality it's not. I think sometimes we grow up with stories and we assume that this is a reality. The real question is, what is life in a breakaway region or unrecognized country like Transnistria, filled with so many illusions? The older generation, like in the Soviet canteen, might feel more nostalgic about the past because there was a sense of certainty, relative comfort and traditions. The younger generation have an uncertain future, and that's why many of them are living for better opportunities abroad. What is clear to me is that at the end of the day, we humans are more or less the same. We want to be healthy, find love, do something we're proud of and get rewarded. Do you really think Transnistrian people are different?
again.